When you're entertaining for the holidays, wouldn't you love to have your food and decor look like the folks at Southern Living did it all for you? Well, we have the next best thing with tips from the experts to pull off Southern Living style at your house. Kim Whitman is the editor at large. Kim, you have a beautiful spread there. How you doing?
Thank you. Great. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you as well. Okay, well, let's get started. Let's talk about last minute guests who are coming for the holidays. How do you get prepared and how do you make it stress-free?
Well, you always want the holidays to be as stress-free as possible, and one of the things that you can do is really decorate now. Don't hesitate to change out maybe the fresh flowers that you've got in your garland or the succulents that you've added to your wreath and kind of given them an extra special last-minute freshening up right before your guests arrive before Christmas. And then another thing that you can do is make a floral arrangement for your dining table, for your front entrance hall, made of real flowers. I mean, we're down to the wire here, and it's time to pull out the fresh flowers and make an arrangement. And we've got a recipe in this issue of the magazine that you can copy, and your friends are going to think that you had a professional make this arrangement for you. So there's two little tricks to it. You want to stick with one color scheme, and in this case, we've got red. And then you also want to add your biggest flowers first. So we have these large amaryllis, which are so beautiful and lush. You stick those into your floral foam, and then you add your smaller flowers in later, the carnations and the tulips, the other flowers. Stick those in to fill in the gaps between the large ones, and you're going to have a very professional, very beautiful looking arrangement.
That's gorgeous. Okay, we've got to talk about food. You know, I love the recipes in Southern Living, and that spectacular cake there that was on your cover of this month's issue. Is that doable by a home cook?
Absolutely, absolutely, it's doable, and it's so much fun to make a cake. The white cake that we have on our cover every year for almost the last 20 years in December has been such a tradition for so many families to get together and make the cake, you know, as a group. Involve your children, involve your sister-in-law, your mother-in-law, or your friends, and do it together. And it's really a time for fellowship as well. So the baking part of it is wonderful, and enjoying the cake is wonderful, but creating the cake together is a really fun part of it too. So I encourage you to do that. And also, there's a wonderful recipe in the magazine for a really delicious bacon and cheddar grits quiche that you can make tomorrow and stick in your fridge, and then you can pull it out on Christmas morning for all your friends and family to enjoy. So it's a great way for you to prepare in advance and have a stress-free Christmas morning. It's one of those things you can check off your list tomorrow or today and just be done with and not think about anymore. The other thing I love, the other recipe I love in there for Christmas morning is this wonderful chocolate breakfast wreath. And it's so festive, it'll, you know, satisfy everyone's sweet tooth, which is great. But the other wonderful thing is that it's in this wreath shape, which is so much fun. It's easy, you can serve it at room temperature, and it'll make for a really fun and festive Christmas morning breakfast with your family.
Those are beautiful, and I think we tend to get into the same patterns of always doing the sausage and egg casserole or whatever, so it's nice to have some new ideas.
That's right, and this one is gluten-free, which is another nice touch, because you know, you might have these guests coming in that have these gluten-free requests and things like that. So that's a great way to be ready for some unusual requests.
Any other special desserts you have in mind for the holidays?
Oh my goodness, well, if you're having a big group over around Christmas, I love the idea of putting out a punch bowl. I know it's not a dessert, but it can be a little bit sweet, which I love. And the wonderful thing about it is that you can make it, put it out, and not worry about it for the rest of the evening. So if you have a lot of people coming over on Christmas Eve or for a last-minute Christmas party, this is a great way to have a stress-free night as a hostess. You prepare it in advance, place it out there, and a punch bowl is a great place for your guests to gather and get to know each other a little bit better and maybe spark some conversations. And this is my favorite punch recipe in the book, and in the magazine rather, and it is lemon lime rosemary punch, and it is delicious. Everyone will love it.
It sounds wonderful. Hope you have a wonderful holiday. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Meryl.
You can get more entertaining ideas online at southernliving.com.